I am feeling really excited just to share this publicly, that some of you guys may have seen the switch. This week there's been just massive shifts and changes in my life, and I don't know if you guys are feeling it as well, but one of the big changes is that I am changing my last name. And this, for a little history, all year I have actually been calling in my new last name. And so this shift is, I've now updated it on Instagram and on Facebook, and I'll start to go through the legal process at some point here. But it just feels really exciting that it's, you know, before the end of this year, and everything this week, it just became so clear. And I've kind of known that this is what it is for the last month or so. And this week, it just really was like, whoosh, super clear. This is what it is. And so today is a super moon. It's a super moon in Gemini. I'm Gemini. I also have a Scorpio rising and Scorpio moon. For those who can connect to that languaging. And in particular with my last name, it has been O'Brien, and even before that it was Hamilton. So I was actually born as Willo Sana Hamilton, and but my stepdad, who was my stepdad, he actually adopted me when I was probably like maybe 12-ish, something like that, 12 or 13. And so while he is still my little sister's dad, my mom and him are no longer married, and I don't consider him to be my stepdad. He's really not in my life at all. And while it's been my name, my actual name, my entire adult life, my entire professional life, I have quite frankly never felt connected to it. And so it feels very exciting to finally be choosing my new last name. And so because as I was kind of choosing this all year, I have been calling this in, what will be my new last name? What will be my new last name? And I had a long list where I was just exploring different things and really seeing how they felt, how they sat with me. And ultimately, something I knew that I wanted to do was for it to be honoring some part of my heritage and my history, because I was letting go of Hamilton, which Hamilton I wasn't going to go back to, because it honestly just reminds me of me as a little girl. I feel like I'm 8 or 9 or something when I hear Willo Hamilton. I'm like, oh, that's little Willow. So I wasn't about to go back to be my child self, and that just felt weird. And actually, as I shared my new last name with my mom this morning, she had also said that it was really, she never even has gone back to Hamilton because of the feelings that she had about her dad. And so she's just kind of kept O'Brien, even though she's no longer even married to the O'Brien that gave her that name. So I'm like, Mom, you should choose your own last name too. And she should choose her own. But all this to say that I knew I wanted to honor something, and I had thought about my grandma's last name. I went back actually in my family tree and was really, my grandma's even first name, and which is a beautiful name. It's Isla, and it's very unique. And so I had thought about that. And the one thing that has been true is the way that I sign my name, I always have the S in there. And so signing my name with that Willow S and that swoopy S has been a very natural part of my signature my whole life. And as I started thinking about how I wanted to kind of honor, my mom named me the San, which is my middle name, and so I wanted to honor that and kind of keep that connected. And so it started becoming really clear that it was going to be, I wanted to do something with that, and I had thought about a few different names, and Sana came to mind. And so Sana, it was really something even a few months ago that I was clear that I was pretty sure that was it, and I kind of played with it a few times, and I mentioned it to a few people, and I was kind of trying it on, and it just, every single time, I was telling my girlfriend today, Catherine, that I was just saying how I kept trying it on, and I'd be like, I'd think of like, what's my new last name? I'm calling in all year. I've been like calling in my new last name, and it just kept coming, Willo Sana, Willo Sana. And I was like, are you sure? And I'd go back to my document that's literally titled "Calling in my new name," and I'd go through the different ones, and I'd be like, okay, maybe this one, maybe this one. It just kept coming back to Willo Sana, and I'm spelling it this S-A-N-A because, well, just because that's what it came out to be. And but what's so cool, so I'll tell you the meaning. I really believe in meanings, and that, of course, was important to me in choosing this last name. And so it's really neat because Sana, the actual meaning of Sana, I'm totally like a little nervous just talking about this. So thank you for listening and being here, those that are watching. I guess it just feels so close to my heart. Like all year I've been thinking about this, and it's happening. So that feels really exciting. So what's cool is that Sana actually means radiance and splendor and brilliance, which felt really, really connected for me. And anyone who knows me, I think, can identify with that. And then I saw the other day, which is just like hitting so home for me, is I just was like searching through, and I registered the domain names, and I was like, the other day it was when I was just like, okay, this is happening. Like I said, this week it's just been like whoosh, so much clarity. And so I was looking, and I was checking a few more things, and I actually happened to see that I think it's in Spanish, that Sana means healthy and whole and intact, so something that's like really healthy and good for you. And if any of you guys speak Spanish, you can maybe confirm that for me. But regardless even of like all that, the way that I really consider is that guidance comes to me, that I'm receiving guidance, that I'm really watching these signs. And when I saw that was that Sana had that, honestly, like, I'm totally gonna cry. But that, my name has felt so fragmented for so long. And so it just feels really awesome that it just feels really good to have it be that this is the name that I'm choosing, and that it feels so right. So, hi, I'm crying out loud. But yeah, it feels really exciting. And it was so fun to tell my mom this morning. As I said, she knows that I've been calling this in and that I've been thinking about this. And I was like, by the way, I chose my new name, and telling her, and just also to be able to say, like, I wanted to honor that she named me Willo Sana, because Willo Sana has been such a beautiful name. It's such a unique name. And I love that that has been my name. And so to be able to honor that middle name of San and keep that and have it be Willo Sana just feels really good and really amazing. And so yeah, so I'll start going through the actual legal process, which I'm sure will take a little while, especially with passports and all that stuff. But I have some inspiration. I've got some really dear friends in my life that have also gone through name changes. And so that feels really exciting. And they have kind of helped pave the way. Literally like a year ago, I remember standing at, with them at this party. I have these gathering of conscious creators and badass activators in Bangkok every year. And so I've done this for 4 years in a row. Last year, I was standing there where I do it on this beautiful rooftop in Bangkok, and standing there talking to my brilliant friends, and Quinn Zeta, you get a shout out because Quinn changed her name, and I can't even remember Quinn's last old name, like it doesn't even matter. You guys, I can see the supermoon. Oh my God, that's so incredible. The supermoon is like shining down right now. That is so phenomenal. I literally said, I just had recorded a live earlier, and I was like, I hope I get to see the supermoon. That is so freaking cool. It is right there. I'll take a photo after I get off of this. It's supermoon in Gemini today, and couldn't be more perfect. So cool. Yes, Sana, healthy mind and healthy body. How awesome is that? So cool. It just feels like amazing that it also just, I feel so guided to it, you know, it feels so right and so perfect. So that's really exciting. Yeah, so sharing with my mom, I was sharing with her, I think that's where I was. What was I talking about? Maybe about how I was sharing with my mom about it being Willo Sana and just wanting to honor that she named me Willo Sana. Looking at the supermoon, I'm totally blown away. I'm crying on Facebook Live right now. So all that is to say that this name is, oh, that's what I was doing. I was honoring Quinn Zeta, and that at that party I was talking to them, and we were talking about that exact thing, like trying it on and just seeing how it felt, seeing how it feels, and you know, and then Michaela Light, you get a shout out as well, and just honoring so much of those everywhere who have changed their last names. Heather Vescent is one of my clients and dear friends, and she's amazing. How great is that last name, Vescent? Honestly, I could have totally become a Vescent. It's so beautiful. It's a play on effervescent. And so Heather Vescent recently changed her name, and also just had the final completion of her legal last name. And yeah, it just feels really great. And I shared this actually in the Instagram live, but that like what the one redeeming factor of Willo O'Brien always has been that Irish people everywhere have been like, O'Brien, like it's like this, you know, thing that kind of unites people everywhere. And I am actually part Irish, and so that was like the only thing that I really liked about it. But I am so totally thrilled and happy to let it go, and just this blossoming and this renunciation. I don't even know if that's really the right word that I'm looking for, but it's just this like declaring, stepping in. And this week has been so powerful, which I won't share here, but there's just been a lot of really major shifts happening this week, and a lot of shifts ahead. So that's for another video. But just suffice to say, there's some really awesome shifts happening, and this is one of them. So it feels very exciting. And there's been a lot of shifts this year entirely, and I just feel super excited for the year ahead, for 2018 and what it will bring. Okay, I'm gonna get off because I can barely talk, but thank you guys for listening and for all of your love and support. And I never expected to get this emotional, but thank you. And it feels really awesome. I just can't even believe how good it feels. So it'll be really cool to see it reflected on, you know, business cards. I've changed it. I've submitted a change for my Facebook page, and we'll see if it goes through. But it's changed on Instagram and here, and I've bought the domains, and I have to change all my name on my website and stuff, but details, right? So thank you so much. Everyone, sending you lots of love wherever this finds you, and yeah, thank you. Totally letting them flow. I can't help it. I love emotions. It's so important, right? Crying is so healing. Okay, thank you all so much. Feeling your presence and your love, and I so appreciate it.